The Wolfpack will now shift their attention to the University of Hawaii, who, if many of you remember, was the Wolfpack's only loss in their stellar 2010 campaign. This will be a key game in determining who will be the future WAC champion for 2011. Reporting for Wolfpack Week, I'm Dallas Colodny. When the Pack returns to conference play, they will need only one win to clinch at least a share of the WAC regular season title, but that will only get them as far as the NIT tournament. They'll need to win the WAC tournament next month in Las Vegas if they want to go to the big dance. For Wolfpack Week Sports, I'm Dallas Colodny. Imagine you're 22 years old and at the height of your athletic ability. You're starting college football wide receiver and you just helped lead your team to a 13-1 record and a number 11 national ranking. And in an instant, it's gone. It's right here on the early hours of June 18th where Brandon Wimberly's life changed forever. He was shot in the abdomen outside this downtown Reno nightclub. Now, not much can be said about what happened that evening due to an ongoing police investigation. Did you know you instantly got shot when you got shot?
Nah, I didn't know. And most people that has been shot before, they'll probably tell you the same thing. I didn't know until I fell down.
So were you at all conscious, or was it the first time you were getting conscious when you kind of became aware of what happened?
I was conscious for the most part until the ambulance came. I witnessed some of my friends putting pressure on my stomach, and from that point, that's when I lost consciousness. And then when I woke up, it was 5 days later.
Nevada defensive lineman Zach Madonic is one of Brandon Wimberly's closest friends and was roommates with him for 3 years. Madonic was home in the Bay Area the evening Brandon Wimberly was shot.
And I'd asked Brandon if he wanted to come down to the Bay Area with me, and he ended up staying up here. But basically, at about 3:34 in the morning, my mom walked into my room back in the Bay Area where I live, and told me that Brandon had got shot, handed me the phone to my friend Mike, who were pretty close-knit, and all three of us were pretty good friends, and found out about the whole situation. And I was just in shock, like my jaw dropped, and I just didn't really know what to think. I just wanted to know he was okay, and that's pretty much where my mind went from there. It was just call whoever I could to see if he was all right, and thank God he was.
Getting shot is something that can have negative effects on most people. Yet, Brandon Wimberly is not most people. He's shown incredible strength in taking this bad hand he was dealt in stride, as evidence from when he first woke up in the hospital.
You know, as soon as I woke up, I was just joking. You can't dwell on something that's happened 5 days ago. You can't, why me, why me? It happened. There's nothing you can do about it. So I was just jokingly, being me.
And the first thing Brandon had to say to his mom wasn't something you would normally expect.
First thing I said to her was, "Where's my earrings?" Because they took my earrings out. When I woke up, my earrings are gone. And I was like, "Mom, where's my earrings?" Because I paid a lot of money for them. So.
Following our interview, Brandon has completed his surgeries and life has begun to return to normal. But during the recovery process, there were changes that he wished on no one.
It's just different, just different not having to use the bathroom, because right now I can't use the bathroom like that. It's different, but it's an experience that a lot of people is never going to go through, and I don't wish them to go through this.
Brandon's recovery has been aided not just by family, but he has had tremendous support from his teammates and the Reno community.
And people that care about you, And my teammates were there with me, and they they just was there and coincide with what I've been through. They've been there the whole way. It wasn't a day that went by in the hospital where at least 10 of my teammates didn't come visit me. And the rest is because the coaches told them not to.
I definitely think when he was in a time of need, I think a lot of people rallied around him, and I definitely think he's much more appreciative of the community in general. And he was just, as soon as he really was up from everything and he was talking to everybody once again, he definitely expressed how thankful he was for the people that rallied around him, and he was so thankful for how the community rallied around him. And I think he was really impressed by the city of Reno and how they treated him.
Yeah, very impressed. Not to say that, it's hard to say for a college student that, the city of Reno that you play football for, supported you like that. You just think they came to the games and, watch you do good, and if you don't do good, they bash you for it. And that wasn't the case. I was very surprised with, you know, all the people that sent flowers and stuff that I didn't receive because you couldn't. But when I heard all of the stories that people were coming up to the hospital that didn't even know me, I just felt that it took so much for them to do so. And, you know, it showed a lot about my character also.
Brandon graduated this past December with a degree in communications, but that doesn't mean he's done at the University of Nevada. He believes he will play football again. Do you remember who the doctor was?
Dr. Gomez, and the nurse practitioner is Miss Faith.
Okay. What did they say to you when you started talking about football again?
This year is out. They never said that you'll never be able to play football again or anything like that. They said I'll be able to come back. It's just all up to me. You know, they said that they never had an athlete go through something like this to exactly tell them what day they can come back. So basically, it's up to me.
So let's focus a year from now. You're running out of the tunnel for that first game. What's the emotion going to be coming through your mind when you run out of the first game in the Mackey Stadium a year from now?
Just fighting the odds, you know, because when I was in a coma for 5 days and I woke up and I read some of the articles, some of them said that I would be paralyzed, I wouldn't be able to play football again, I would walk differently, and I've already beaten all those odds. The only odds that I haven't beaten is playing football again, you know, and I feel that that's coming soon. I mean, it's nothing that somebody can tell me that, you know, of course someone can say, no, you won't be able to play. But then again, I'll go get a second opinion, and a third opinion, and a fourth opinion. Somebody's gonna tell me I can play ball again, and I just need one person to tell me so.
Even before his final surgery, Brandon had already started looking towards the future.
After the surgery, I just wanna be able to still excel in class, you know, even though I'm gonna be out of it. I want to graduate in December. It's not far-fetched. I need 2 Bs to do so, and I'm totally looking forward to doing that. After I graduate, I'm gonna, be home for a few weeks, just training and working out. Because after the surgery, I'll be able to run, actually run routes and catch balls and do stuff like that. The only thing that's stopping me from doing that is not having this surgery done.
Brandon Wimmerly has beaten all the odds laid out in front of him so far, but his last one is to walk back out onto the football field. For nearly 30 years, students and fans have been going to Lawler Event Center to watch Nevada basketball, student graduation, and other special events. But do many of them really know who the building is named after? Do you have any idea who the gentleman is who has his name on the Lawler Event Center?
I do not.
Mr. Lawler?
No, I don't.
I do not know, actually.
I don't know who it was named after.
This is Glenn Jake Lawler. He's a former Nevada football and basketball player from 1926 to 1930, and then he returned in 1942 to coach almost every sport on campus. But most students guessed he had a different impact.
He established Nevada.
Maybe something important to the education movement here in Nevada?
Either helped a lot in the community or donated a lot of money to the university.
I would definitely guess something sports related.
He donated a lot of money.
Lawler eventually became the athletic director in 1959 and was a member of the inaugural Wolfpack Hall of Fame class in 1973. In 1979, a grant from the state legislature approved the building of the event center bearing his name. Ground was broken 2 years later, and it held its grand opening in November of 1983. Sadly, Jake Lawler never lived to see a packed basketball game in Lawler Event Center as he passed away in 1980. But his legacy will continue to live on at the University of Nevada. For Wolfpack Week Sports, I'm Dallas Colodny. Rugby is a cross between football and soccer. There are no pads, yet constant physical contact, and the only breaks are at halftime and briefly after each score. While it may only be a club sport, it has quickly become a way of life for some students.
Because, with us, we're all in college together, we study together. It's almost like a frat in a way, but it's still slightly different. But it's different because you bleed, you sweat. I mean, we win and lose together. It's almost like a brotherhood.
Most of the athletes on the rugby squad had never played the sport before they got to the University of Nevada. Team President Parker Fellows, having never played rugby before, remembers being intimidated when he first started.
I came out here and the guys who were seniors my freshman year, I was to be honest, I was kind of scared, because they were pretty big guys. So my first impression was that this is an awesome sport, and it's fun to be around.
Much of the success can be attributed to their head coach Nello Louis. He's originally from Tonga and immigrated to the United States in 1994 and later played for the U.S. national team. Wolfpack Rugby won their last home game 27-22 over Santa Rosa JC as they continue their march towards the playoffs. For Wolfpack Week Sports, I'm Dallas Colodny.